Hey everybody, welcome back once again. Harley Day Rider in beautiful evening of November in southwestern Pennsylvania. Sean Smoke once did a video. It was called something like Chasing the Sun or Chasing the Sunset or something to that effect. I'm trying to show you something that I seen the other day. I was out just riding around by myself. I didn't have the camera with me, and I noticed something that we talked about. I took you for a ride up this particular road and I showed you something. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take you now and show you how it looks now. And I hope I have enough daylight to do this. Got a lot of people on this back road tonight. I think everybody's coming home from work. It is about 5 o'clock, so a lot of these people work in the city of Pittsburgh and they have to come back out here to the suburbs. And it takes a little while to get home. I mean, I have a 15-minute commute to work, so it's not that bad. But yeah, I want to take you out here. You can see the fall. All the leaves are falling off the trees. We've been getting a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and that tends to push all those dead leaves off the trees, and then you get this beautiful bare look. Now, there's only one more thing more beautiful than a bare tree. And this is the point where I really do like snow. Believe it or not, I do. Is when it's lying on top of those tree branches. And, you know, it'll just, the trees are there. And look at the painting sometime, how the snow actually lays on the branches. It is absolutely beautiful to see that. Now, will you see that with me on a motorcycle? Probably not. Will you see that on the new series I'm working on? Quite possibly you may. So we'll talk about that if that series materializes. If those videos materialize, I don't know what I'm doing at that point yet, but stick around for that. That's like more to come next time right here on Harley Day Rider. Anyway, we're going to turn this back ridge road here. I hate riding this at night. Oh, it's starting to get a little dusk right now. You might be able to see it's about 5 o'clock. It'll be totally dark here by 5:30, so we got about a half hour. We're going to make this turn. And I had you on this road before. I got to just watch all this gravel that's out here now. Just get around here. All right. So we're going to get up here on top of this ridge. And I'm going to show you something that was pretty interesting to me the other night. Now, it might not be interesting to you. You might say, Jack, you're totally crazy. You know, that wasn't interesting at all. Thanks for the ride along. Click off. Unsubscribe. No more Jack. Nah, that's not it. Because we're here to bring you some interesting things, like you guys get to bring me interesting stuff all the time. Now, if you notice the pine trees, I guess that's why they made the pine tree a Christmas tree, because it doesn't lose its pine needles and stuff in the winter, right? They just kind of hang out. But the other trees, I mean, maple trees we have here, dogwood trees, you name it, Pennsylvania pretty much has it. No palm trees. Don't have palm trees. We did enjoy those when we went to Florida and Hawaii. It was nice to see palm trees. So we're going to make a pit stop, and I'm going to show you this. See if I can find this here. And we'll actually go over this way. This guy here is probably out archery hunting if I had to ponder a guess. And we'll just go back up on top of this hillside here. This is where we were before, I think. Click the 4-ways on here. There we go. Alright. So anyway, this is where I had you before. And if you remember, make sure I'm recording, all the leaves were changing. All the fall foliage was there. Now look, all the stuff is dead. There's nothing down there. Just naked trees. So that's why I wanted to bring you up on this ridge and show you. And we had just enough daylight to still see it, I believe. I think the camera's picking it up. If not, you'll never see this video because I'll trash it, but I think you will. But yeah, we had a lot of rain, and we had a lot of wind, and that tends to push all those leaves off the trees. So tends to push all the leaves off the trees and start dropping them to the ground. It makes it a decent time to deer hunt right now, because if you're a deer hunter and you're an archery hunter, just thought I seen a deer running down in that bottom down there. But if you're archery hunting and you're sitting in the woods in your tree stand, you can actually hear the deer walking through on those leaves, like crunch, crunch, crunch. I used to be an avid archery hunter. I don't hunt for anything anymore. As I got older, I started getting to the point where I don't really have that urge to kill stuff. Now, I know it needs to be done. Our deer population in Pennsylvania is just overwhelming. And that's why you see a lot of motorcyclists won't ride in the morning through the months of October, because the deer goes into rut and they start really running, and you really got to watch your butt out here, you know, when these deer are running around. But so whenever I'm riding country, I just try to take my time. I'm not in a hurry to fly down these roads by any means. I'm always looking around. If we spot some deer, we'll stop and have a peek at them. If I don't run the bike off the road, like right about there, like I just did, you know. My wife said that one day. She said, when we're riding the motorcycle, why you keep turning your head all over and looking? I'm like, that's part of being on the motorcycle. You know, if you're going to ride and just look straight ahead, ride in the car, you know. But you get to see more when you're on the bike. That's the whole idea of riding on a motorcycle. You know, being able to see things. So, I imagine by now the wife is starting to wonder where he is. Because I left the house at about, I don't know, 3:30 or so. I've been out about an hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours. Well, 3:30, 4:30. Yeah, about an hour and a half, I guess. Not super long, you know. Not super long at all for us guys out here riding. She told me one time, she said, I think you and Henry can get on them motorcycles and just ride all day. And I said, yeah, that's pretty much the case. I mean, I have no reason not to ride. It's a beautiful day. Why wouldn't you ride the motorcycle, right? Get out there and ride the bike. So, and but yeah, I don't like when it gets dark early though either. You know, you lose all this riding time, and that kind of sucks. I told you guys, we talked before about what I do for a living is in the computer industry, in the computer field for a school. And, you know, we are in front of computers a lot. That's part of what we do. That's our job. We're up and down ladders. So our job is not only physical, but it's a mental stress. And I normally will go home. I get up at, let's say, 5 o'clock every morning. And I normally go home and I'll take an hour nap. But on these days, I can't do that, you know. I just go home, take off the dress pants, put a pair of jeans on, grab a light jacket, and get the bike out and take off. Because if you don't, you're going to lose valuable daylight. You're not going to have a good ride. So, just peeking through. There's a nice little log cabin back in here. I never noticed this. Many times I've been up through here. It's pretty neat looking. Yeah, so you don't want to lose the valuable daylight that I have to ride in. Like I said, it's almost 5 o'clock, and you can see it's starting to get dusk out. That's why I'm looking around now to see if we can see any deer out here. I would much rather see them before they see my bike and jump on the back with me here and take a little ride down the road. You know, I think I'd really, I think at that point that'd be real buck fever. I'd be scared to death. But, so that's why I'm trying to look out for them here. They're usually in the field this time of night eating. I'm trying to find something here we can look at. But I haven't seen anything yet. That's why I'm just keeping the camera rolling, and I'll just talk and BS as I motivate down here. Heading back home. Got to cook some dinner. There's turkey down there. I do see some turkey. I'm sure you didn't see those. I didn't stop soon enough to get a good shot of those. We do have a lot of turkey out here. I used to hunt turkey when I was young with my buddy. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. We bought some steel buckshot. That's what we were told to use. Put that in our shotguns. He had a 20 gauge. I had a 12 gauge. Again, we didn't know what we were doing, because our fathers never hunt turkey. I mean, my dad hunted rabbit, squirrel, and that stuff, which was cool. He taught me how to do all them great things. We learned to trap, and we learned to hunt raccoon on our own. We learned how to hunt turkey on our own. But what's funny is when turkey season comes in around here, there's no turkey. There is not, like, you're not going to see a turkey at all. No turkey. But this time of year, when turkey season is not in, you see turkey everywhere. I see fields full of turkey. Where do the turkey go when you go to hunt for them? I don't know. I'm going to watch this area up here in this knoll because, you know, who knows what's coming out here. Again, I'm just kind of cruising here, taking my time going home because I don't want to go. You know, I love my wife. I mean, I want to go home, but I don't want to quit riding. They're calling for cooler weather coming up here pretty soon, and I don't want to quit riding. I'll probably keep riding for, I hope, you know, for another few weeks anyway before we gotta put the bikes in. I did, thanks to everybody out there for all the words on how to winterize a motorcycle the proper way. I did buy my Seafoam. That's SEAFOAM. It's a gas treatment for motorcycles and small engines and marine engines. So it's really not hard to use. You know, you pour it in your gas tank, run your engine for 30 minutes, make sure your gas tank's topped off, let all that Seafoam get down in the engine. But it's good to treat it says it's good to treat it all year long, so I think I'm just going to use it all the time. Then I don't have to worry about, is my bike treated for winter? I mean, I'll double treat it for winter before I park it, don't get me wrong, but it helps to keep all the valves and the lifters and whatever else is in the engine. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not going to try to BS you with bull crap, because most of you know that watch my channel, I'm not a mechanic. I have changed my slip-on pipes before. I told you I put the ones on. I took them off the same day and sold them because I didn't like them. So, I mean, I can do something like that. I have done something like, what was the other thing I did? What was the other thing I did? No, like I put the windshield on. I could do something like that. I put a new light bulb in my front turn signal socket there yesterday or day before. I could do something like that, but I'm not a mechanic. I don't know if there's valves or lifters or pistons or rods or whatever's in the engine that makes it go. That's why we have mechanics. Just like I was telling my mechanic, you know, there's a computer in his office, and I said, don't ever screw with that. You know, there's got pieces in it, and motherboards and circuit boards and memory and RAM and hard drives, and you don't screw with that. I don't screw with my vehicles. He fixes my vehicles, I fix his computer. So now we don't barter. We don't barter because, I mean, fixing my vehicles costs more than fixing his computer. So anyway, I have bartered for computer work many times. I don't know. I'm just baffling here. I'm bullshitting. I'm sorry. I hate to do that when I ride with you guys. I know you like stay on topic or on task, but what was we talking about? Oh, we were talking about hunting, but yeah, so when you go to hunt turkey, there's no turkey out here. Same with deer hunting. I can see deer like crazy, even in my backyard. I can see deer. And then, what's funny about that is when I go to, when I used to deer hunt, me and my buddy would go out deer hunting and we would never see a deer. You just wouldn't see them. Where do they go? Do they go like to deer camp and they just go somewhere and they're like, I used to always say deer have something on a tree. Now I don't know if it's a calendar per se. It could be something like a Mayan calendar. Could be little pictures. Maybe they understand pictures. Could be little slits they put with their you know, little hoofs. You know, put a little slit in a tree. I don't know, something like that. But I think what happens is they know when deer season is, right? And if they don't, they sure in the hell know when you're, boom, you get that first shot in the woods in the morning at 8 o'clock. They know it must be hunting season. Off they go to deer camp. You're not going to see them anymore. Now my house is back down that way, and a lot of times we'll see deer in this field from our windows down in here. So again, I don't see any tonight. Naturally, when I'm looking for them, I can't find them. If I didn't want one, it would jump right out in front of me like it did when I was riding that Indian motorcycle. Oh well, it is what it is, right? Now, here's the $300 question. Do I go down and buy peppers now on the motorcycle? I probably should, since I'm out anyway. I don't want to quit riding. It's still a beautiful night. It's still about, oh man, it must be still almost 70 degrees out here. I mean, it is unseasonably warm for November. We don't get this kind of weather in November. I've been telling everybody, we're going to have an Indian summer. Don't put your bike away. Don't lock it up. Alright guys, I've been baffling too much. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for riding along. Harley Day Rider down and out, Southwestern Pennsylvania. Bye-bye guys.